In a world overwhelmed by noise, stress, and the constant pressure to do more, finding true happiness can feel impossible. But what if the secret to lasting peace has been with us all along, hidden in ancient wisdom, waiting to be rediscovered? For centuries, Buddhism has offered a path to peace and fulfillment, not through material success or external validation, but through simple yet profound truths. And today, we're diving deep into the principles that can transform your life, helping you break free from chaos and rediscover what it truly means to be happy. The first principle is gratitude. Gratitude is not just a fleeting emotion. It is a powerful force that can completely shift the way you see the world. Most people focus on what they lack, on what's missing, on what could be better. But when you train your mind to focus on what you already have, something incredible happens. Your perception of reality changes. Instead of seeing problems, you start seeing blessings. Instead of feeling like life is unfair, you start recognizing the abundance around you. And the best part? Gratitude makes you stronger. Because when you appreciate what you have, you stop needing external things to validate your happiness. Try this. Every day, write down 3 things you are grateful for. They don't have to be big, just small, simple moments. The warmth of the sun, a conversation with a friend, a peaceful moment in the morning. The more you practice gratitude, the more you train your mind to seek the good in every situation. And over time, you'll notice something incredible. Happiness is no longer something you chase. It's something you feel, effortlessly. Now let's talk about something just as important: relationships. Buddhism teaches that our connections with others are one of the greatest sources of happiness and fulfillment. The people we surround ourselves with shape our lives. Yet, in today's world, many people feel disconnected. They prioritize work over relationships. They get lost in distractions. They forget that true happiness is often found in the presence of others. So how do you strengthen your relationships? Be fully present. When you're with someone, listen with your whole heart. Put your phone down. Look them in the eyes. Show them that they matter. Small acts of kindness, a simple compliment, a message to check in, a few moments of genuine appreciation can transform the way you connect with people. And one of the most important lessons? Let go of resentment. No relationship is perfect. People make mistakes. Holding on to grudges only poisons your own heart. Instead, practice forgiveness, practice understanding, and watch how your relationships deepen. But what about the relationship you have with yourself? This is where mindfulness comes in. The present moment is all we truly have. Yet most people live trapped in their minds, regretting the past, worrying about the future, never fully experiencing life. Buddhism teaches that happiness comes from mindfulness, from being fully engaged in the here and now. When you eat, truly taste your food. When you walk, feel the ground beneath your feet. When you breathe, notice the air filling your lungs. Your mind will wander. That's okay. Just bring it back. Over time, mindfulness rewires your brain. It calms your thoughts. It helps you break free from stress and anxiety. And most importantly, it helps you truly experience life instead of just going through the motions. But if you truly want to feel fulfilled, you must let go of perfection and embrace purpose. Perfection is an illusion. It's a trap that keeps people stuck in self-doubt and fear. Many people wait for the perfect time, the perfect opportunity, the perfect conditions to start living fully. But perfection does not exist. Instead of chasing perfection, focus on living with purpose. What brings you joy? What makes you feel alive? Maybe it's creating, helping others, learning, growing. Whatever it is, pursue it. Not because it will be perfect, but because it gives your life meaning. And here's the thing. Purpose is not about grand achievements. It's found in small, intentional actions, in showing up fully for life, in living with kindness and integrity, in aligning your actions with your values. And when you focus on purpose, something incredible happens. You stop fearing failure. Mistakes become lessons. Imperfections become part of the journey, and you begin to live with freedom. But here's a truth that many struggle with. Life is always changing. Change is one of the only constants, yet most people resist it. They hold on to what was. They fear what's coming next. But Buddhism teaches that impermanence is not something to fear. It's something to embrace. Every change, no matter how painful, is an opportunity for growth. A lost job may lead to a better opportunity. A breakup may lead to deeper self-discovery. A failure may teach you something you never would have learned otherwise. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" shift your mindset. Ask, "What can I learn from this? What is this teaching me? How is this helping me grow?" The moment you stop resisting change and start flowing with it, you free yourself. And in the midst of all this, change, growth, uncertainty, one thing remains true. You must take care of yourself. Buddhism teaches that true peace begins within, and that means treating your mind and body with respect. Take care of your mind. Limit negativity. Avoid toxic people and distractions. Feed your mind with knowledge, peace, and wisdom, because the thoughts you consume shape the reality you live in. Take care of your body. Move it. Nourish it. Rest when you need to, because your physical health and mental well-being are deeply connected. And most importantly, give yourself grace. You will have bad days. You will feel lost at times. But self-care is not about being perfect. It's about making small, consistent choices that support your well-being. And as you build yourself up, remember this. Happiness is not just about receiving. It's about giving. Generosity is one of the highest virtues in Buddhism, because when you give, not out of obligation, but from a place of love, you create a ripple effect. A smile, a kind word, a small act of kindness, these things cost nothing, but they change everything. And here's the secret. Giving doesn't just help others. It transforms you. It shifts your focus from lack to abundance, from isolation to connection, from self-doubt to a sense of purpose. The world teaches us to seek happiness by accumulating more success, more wealth, more recognition. But the truth is, happiness comes not from what you take, but from what you give. So start today. Be grateful. Strengthen your relationships. Live in the present. Pursue purpose. Embrace change. Take care of yourself. Give freely. Because true happiness isn't something you find. It's something you create, moment by moment, choice by choice. And when you start living this way, you'll realize something powerful. You were never missing anything at all. Happiness. It's what we all seek, yet so few truly find. In today's world, it feels like happiness is always one step away, tied to success, money, relationships, or achievements. We tell ourselves, "I'll be happy when I have more, when I achieve more, when my life is perfect." But what if we've been looking in the wrong place all along? What if happiness isn't found in the future, but right here, right now? Buddhism has been teaching this for centuries. Happiness is not something to chase. It is something to uncover. And today, we're diving into the timeless wisdom that reveals how to break free from stress, anxiety, and dissatisfaction and start living a life of true joy and balance. Let's begin with a truth that will change your life. Gratitude is your superpower. Most people focus on what they lack. They wake up thinking about their problems. They go through their day, noticing what's missing, what's wrong, what could be better. But here's the secret. What you focus on expands. If you focus on lack, you will always feel like something is missing. But if you focus on abundance, you will start seeing blessings everywhere. Gratitude is not just a feel-good emotion. It is a mental discipline. It trains your brain to look for the good in every situation. And the more you practice it, the more naturally happiness flows into your life. Try this. Every night, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big. It could be the warmth of your bed, a kind word from a stranger, a small moment of peace in your day. At first, it might feel like nothing is changing, but over time, something incredible happens. Your mind rewires itself. Instead of seeing what's wrong, you start seeing what's right. Instead of feeling like life is against you, you start feeling like life is a gift. And the best part? The more grateful you are, the more life gives you to be grateful for. Now, let's talk about something just as important: relationships. We live in a world where people are more connected than ever, yet feel lonelier than ever. Why? Because true connection isn't about how many friends you have. It's about the quality of the relationships you nurture. Buddhism teaches that relationships are the foundation of happiness. We are not meant to go through life alone. Love, friendship, and community give life meaning. Yet many people neglect their relationships in pursuit of success, only to realize that success feels empty without someone to share it with. So, how do you strengthen your relationships? Be present. When you're with someone, don't just hear them, listen. Don't just be there physically, be there fully. Small gestures matter. A simple message to check in, a moment of appreciation, a genuine thank you. These things may seem small, but they build unbreakable bonds over time. And one of the most important lessons: let go of resentment. No relationship is perfect. People make mistakes. Holding on to grudges doesn't hurt them. It hurts you. Forgive. Let go. Move forward. Not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. But happiness isn't just about your connection with others. It's also about your connection with the present moment. Think about it. How much of your life do you spend dwelling on the past or worrying about the future? How often do you actually experience the present moment? Buddhism teaches that happiness exists only in the now. The past is gone. The future isn't here yet. All you ever have is this moment. When you eat, truly taste your food. When you walk, feel the ground beneath your feet. When you breathe, notice the air flowing in and out of your lungs. At first, your mind will resist. It will want to wander to the past, to the future, to endless thoughts. That's okay. Just bring it back, again and again. The more you practice mindfulness, the more your mind begins to quiet. The stress, the anxiety, the constant mental noise, it all starts to fade. And in that silence, happiness naturally arises. Now, let's talk about something that keeps most people stuck: the illusion of perfection. Many people spend their whole lives chasing perfection. The perfect job, the perfect partner, the perfect body, the perfect life. But here's the truth. Perfection does not exist. Buddhism teaches that instead of chasing perfection, we should pursue purpose. What brings you joy? What gives your life meaning? What makes you feel truly alive? Maybe it's creating, helping others, learning, exploring. Whatever it is, do it. Not because it will be perfect, but because it will be meaningful. And here's the most freeing part. When you focus on purpose instead of perfection, failure loses its power. Mistakes become lessons. Imperfections become part of the journey. And you start living with freedom instead of fear. But to truly be happy, you must embrace something that most people resist: change. Life is always changing. Nothing stays the same forever. Yet most people cling to what was, afraid of what's coming next. But Buddhism teaches that impermanence is not something to fear. It's something to embrace. Every change, no matter how painful, holds a lesson. A breakup may lead to deeper self-discovery. A failure may open doors to something better. A painful ending may be the beginning of something beautiful. Instead of resisting change, flow with it. Trust that every transition is leading you somewhere important. The moment you stop clinging to the past and fearing the future, you become free. And in the midst of all this change, one thing remains true. You must take care of yourself. Buddhism teaches that your body and mind are temples. If you neglect them, you suffer. If you care for them, you thrive. Take care of your mind. Limit negativity. Avoid toxic people and distractions. Feed your mind with wisdom, peace, and knowledge. Because what you consume mentally shapes your entire reality. Take care of your body. Move it. Nourish it. Rest when you need to. Because physical and mental health are deeply connected. And most importantly, be kind to yourself. You are not perfect. You will have bad days. You will make mistakes. That's okay. Self-care is not about being perfect. It's about making small, consistent choices that support your well-being. And as you build yourself up, remember this. Happiness is not just about receiving. It's about giving. Buddhism teaches that true fulfillment comes from generosity. Not just giving money, but giving time, kindness, energy, and love. A simple smile, a kind word, a moment of genuine presence. These things cost nothing, yet they have the power to change someone's day. And here's the secret. Giving doesn't just help others. It transforms you. It shifts your focus from lack to abundance, from isolation to connection, from self-doubt to a sense of purpose. The world tells you that happiness comes from getting more success, more wealth, more recognition. But the truth is, happiness comes from what you give. So start today. Be grateful. Nurture your relationships. Live in the present. Pursue purpose. Embrace change. Take care of yourself. Give freely. Because happiness is not something you find. It's something you create. And the moment you realize this, your entire life will change. Happiness. It's something we all crave, yet for many, it feels just out of reach. We chase it through success, relationships, material things, always thinking, I'll be happy when. But what if happiness isn't something to chase at all? What if it's something that's already within you, waiting to be uncovered? For thousands of years, Buddhism has taught that true happiness does not come from the external world. It comes from within. And the key to unlocking it lies in the way you think, the way you live, and the way you see the world. Today, we're diving deeper into how to free yourself from stress, suffering, and dissatisfaction, so you can start living a life of peace, clarity, and true joy. let's begin with something that holds many people back: attachment. Buddhism teaches that attachment is the root of suffering. Most people attach their happiness to things, to success, to relationships, to possessions, to status. And because of this, their peace is fragile. The moment something goes wrong, the moment they lose something or someone, they suffer. But here's the truth: nothing in this life is permanent. Everything changes. People come and go. Success rises and falls. Circumstances shift. And if your happiness depends on things staying the same, you will always be at the mercy of life's ups and downs. The solution? Detachment. Now, detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It doesn't mean you become cold or emotionless. It means you love, you appreciate, you enjoy. But you do not cling. You understand that everything is temporary, and because of that, you stop trying to control what you cannot control. You stop resisting change. You stop fearing loss, and in doing so, you set yourself free. Imagine holding a handful of sand. If you squeeze it too tightly, it slips through your fingers. But if you hold it gently, it stays. This is the nature of life. Hold things lightly. Appreciate them, but do not cling to them. And you will find a peace that nothing can take away. Now, let's talk about something just as powerful: letting go of control. Most suffering comes from trying to control things that are beyond your control. You try to control how people see you, how situations unfold, how life treats you. And when reality doesn't match your expectations, you feel frustrated, anxious, even angry. But here's the truth: you do not control the external world. You only control yourself. So instead of trying to manipulate life to fit your desires, focus on controlling your own mind, your own reactions, your own inner peace. When someone criticizes you, you don't control their words, but you do control how you respond. When things don't go as planned, you don't control the situation, but you do control your mindset. When life challenges you, you don't control the circumstances, but you do control whether you let them break you or build you. And this is where true freedom comes from. Not from controlling the world, but from mastering yourself. Now, let's talk about acceptance. Many people suffer because they resist what is. They wish things were different. They fight against reality. They live in a constant state of if only. If only I had more money. If only I were in a different situation. If only things had gone my way. But here's the truth: suffering is not caused by the situation itself. It is caused by your resistance to it. When you accept what is, without wishing it were different, you remove the power it has over you. You stop fighting life. You stop living in frustration. And in that surrender, you find peace. This doesn't mean you stop striving for a better life. It means you stop letting circumstances control your inner world. You accept what is, and then you ask yourself, how can I grow from this? Because here's something most people never realize. Every difficulty carries a lesson. Every challenge is a teacher. Every hardship is an opportunity to become wiser, stronger, more resilient. The question is, are you willing to see the lesson? Or will you waste your energy fighting against what is? Now, let's talk about something that will completely transform the way you move through life: slowing down. Most people live in a constant state of rush. They're always chasing the next thing, always trying to do more, be more, achieve more. But in this rush, they forget to actually live. Buddhism teaches that happiness is found in the present moment, not in the future, not in the past, but here. Now think about this. How often do you truly experience life? When you eat, do you actually taste your food? When you walk, do you feel the ground beneath your feet? When you breathe, do you notice the air filling your lungs? Most people don't. They are trapped in their minds, thinking about what's next, worrying about what's already happened. But the present moment is the only thing that's real. And if you are not fully here, you are missing your life. So slow down, be mindful, experience each moment completely, because this moment is all you ever truly have. Now let's talk about one of the biggest secrets to lasting happiness: serving others. Buddhism teaches that one of the greatest sources of joy comes not from getting, but from giving. Most people think that happiness comes from receiving more money, more success, more recognition. But the truth is, the deepest fulfillment comes from giving. Think about the last time you helped someone, expecting nothing in return. How did it make you feel? Lighter, warmer, more connected. Because the truth is, we are not meant to live just for ourselves. Happiness is multiplied when it is shared. So practice generosity, not just with money, but with your time, your kindness, your energy. Give a genuine compliment. Help someone in need. Listen without interrupting. These small acts of kindness ripple out into the world in ways you can't even imagine. And the best part? When you give, you also receive. Not in a transactional way, but because helping others creates a deep sense of purpose and fulfillment within you. So if you want to be happy, stop asking, "What can I get?" Start asking, "What can I give?" Because the more love, kindness, and compassion you put into the world, the more life gives back to you in ways you never expected. And here's the final truth for today. You do not have to wait for happiness. It is not something you will find one day when things are perfect. It is not something waiting for you in the future. It is here, now inside you. All you have to do is stop chasing, stop resisting, and start seeing the beauty of what's already here. Be grateful. Let go of control. Accept what is. Slow down. Give freely. Live fully. And you will realize that happiness was never missing. It was just waiting for you to notice it. Most people believe happiness is something to be found. Something that exists somewhere in the future, waiting for them once they've achieved enough, earned enough, or become enough. But this is an illusion, a cycle that keeps people trapped in endless seeking, never realizing that everything they need is already within them. Buddhism teaches that happiness is not something external. It is a state of mind, a way of being. And the moment you stop chasing happiness and start cultivating it from within, you unlock a peace that no external force can take away. Let's begin with a truth that will free you from unnecessary suffering: the art of letting go. Many people carry pain, resentment, and regrets for years, sometimes even for a lifetime. They replay old conversations in their minds, hold grudges against people who have long moved on, and punish themselves for mistakes they made in the past. But here's the truth. Holding on to pain does not heal you. It only keeps you trapped. Imagine you're carrying a heavy backpack. Inside, it's filled with every past hurt, every regret, every resentment. Every step you take, the weight slows you down, drains your energy, and makes life harder than it needs to be. Now imagine setting that backpack down. Imagine walking away from it. How much lighter would you feel? Letting go is not about forgetting. It's not about pretending things never happened. It's about choosing to no longer carry what does not serve you. If someone hurt you, release the anger. Not for them, but for you. If you made a mistake, forgive yourself. Not because it didn't matter, but because you deserve peace. And if you find yourself clinging to something, a past event, an old relationship, a failure, ask yourself, why am I holding on to this? Is it helping me, or is it keeping me stuck? Most of the time, the answer is clear. And once you decide to release it, you create space for something new. Clarity, freedom, peace. Now let's talk about something that steals joy from so many people. Comparison. In today's world, it's easier than ever to compare your life to others. Social media bombards you with images of perfect vacations, flawless bodies, success stories, and seemingly perfect relationships. And without realizing it, you start feeling like you're falling behind, like your life isn't good enough. But here's what you must understand. Comparison is an illusion. You are seeing a highlight reel of someone else's life, but you are comparing it to your unfiltered reality. You don't see their struggles, their fears, their failures. You only see what they choose to show. And even if someone else is successful, beautiful, or wealthy, what does that have to do with your happiness? Buddhism teaches that contentment comes not from having more, but from appreciating what you already have. So the next time you find yourself comparing, pause, shift your focus. Instead of looking at what others have, ask yourself, what do I already have that I am grateful for? Because the truth is, happiness is not found in having the most. It's found in needing the least. Now let's talk about something even deeper, the illusion of control. Many people suffer because they try to control everything, their future, other people, how situations unfold. And when things don't go as planned, they feel frustrated, anxious, or even hopeless. But here's the truth. You do not control life. You only control yourself. No matter how much you plan, life will unfold the way it's meant to. People will come and go. Situations will change. Unexpected challenges will arise. And the more you try to force things to go your way, the more you will suffer. Buddhism teaches that peace comes not from controlling life. This doesn't mean you stop trying. It doesn't mean you give up. It means that you do your best, but you release attachment to the outcome. You work hard, but you do not let success or failure define your worth. You love deeply, but you do not try to possess or control others. You move forward, but you remain open to change, trusting that even the unexpected can lead you somewhere meaningful. And when you live this way, with effort, but without attachment, life becomes lighter. Now let's talk about something that will completely transform the way you experience the world, slowing down. Most people rush through life. They're always thinking about the next thing, the next goal, the next problem, the next destination. But in doing so, they miss the present moment, the only moment that is real. Buddhism teaches that happiness is found in mindfulness, fully experiencing what is happening right now. When you eat, don't just consume, taste. When you walk, don't just move, feel the ground beneath your feet. When you breathe, don't just do it unconsciously, pay attention to the air filling your lungs. Because here's the truth. Life is happening now. If you are always living in the past or future, you are missing it. So slow down. Be here. Experience each moment fully. Because the more present you become, the more alive you will feel. And here's one final truth for today. The key to lasting happiness is not what you receive, but what you give. Most people think happiness comes from getting more success, more money, more recognition. But in reality, true joy comes from contribution. Think about the last time you helped someone, not because you had to, but because you wanted to. How did it make you feel? Lighter, warmer, more connected. Because happiness is not about hoarding, it's about sharing. The more you give, the more life gives back to you. So start today. Let go of what no longer serves you. Stop comparing yourself to others. Surrender to life's flow. Slow down. Give freely. Because happiness is not something you find. It's something you cultivate. And the moment you stop searching for it outside of yourself, you'll realize it was within you all along. For most people, happiness feels like something they have to chase, something that exists somewhere in the future, just out of reach. They believe they'll finally feel at peace once they have enough success, enough money, enough recognition. But this way of thinking is the very thing keeping them unhappy. Buddhism teaches that happiness is not something external. It is a state of mind. It is not something you acquire. It is something you cultivate. And the moment you stop looking for happiness outside of yourself, you begin to realize you had the power to be at peace all along. But to truly understand this, you must first free yourself from the habits that create suffering. Let's start with something that robs countless people of joy: expectations. Many people suffer not because of what actually happens, but because of how they think things should have happened. They expect people to always be kind. They expect relationships to last forever. They expect life to unfold exactly the way they planned. And when reality doesn't match their expectations, they feel disappointed, frustrated, even heartbroken. But here's the truth. The world does not exist to meet your expectations. People are not here to behave exactly as you want them to. Life will not always go the way you planned. The more you expect, the more you set yourself up for suffering. The solution? Let go of expectations and embrace reality as it is. This doesn't mean you stop having goals. It doesn't mean you stop striving. It means you detach from rigid expectations and open yourself to whatever life brings. When people are kind, appreciate them. When they are not, let it go. When things go your way, be grateful. When they don't, learn from it and move forward. Because true peace comes when you stop demanding that life always be comfortable and start accepting it as it is. Now let's talk about something even deeper: the illusion of permanence. Most people live as if things will stay the same forever. They assume their relationships, health, and circumstances will always be there. But Buddhism teaches one of the most important truths of all: everything is impermanent. The people in your life will change. Your emotions will shift. Your circumstances will evolve. And the more you try to hold on to things, the more suffering you create. But here's the secret: impermanence is not something to fear. It is something to embrace. Because once you truly understand that everything is temporary, you stop clinging. You stop taking things for granted. And you start appreciating life in a deeper way. Think about it. If you knew today was the last day you'd see someone, wouldn't you cherish every moment? If you knew this phase of your life wouldn't last forever, wouldn't you appreciate it more instead of rushing to the next thing? This is why understanding impermanence makes life more beautiful, not less. It reminds you to be present, to love fully, to let go with grace. Because the truth is, happiness is not about keeping things the same. It's about flowing with change. Now let's talk about something that will completely transform the way you experience life: learning to quiet the mind. Most people suffer not because of what happens to them, but because of the endless thoughts in their own minds. Their minds replay past mistakes, worry about the future, analyze every detail of what others think of them, and in doing so, they create a prison of overthinking, anxiety, and stress. But here's what Buddhism teaches. Your thoughts are not you. Your mind will generate thousands of thoughts every day. Some will be negative. Some will be positive. Some will be complete nonsense. But you do not have to believe every thought that appears. Imagine sitting by a river. Leaves float by on the surface of the water. You watch them pass without trying to hold on to them. This is how you must learn to treat your thoughts. Instead of getting caught up in them, observe them. When a negative thought appears, don't fight it. Don't resist it. Simply notice it and let it pass. Because the moment you realize you are not your thoughts, you become free from their control. This is why meditation is so powerful. It trains you to separate yourself from the noise of the mind. It teaches you how to watch your thoughts instead of becoming them. And with time, your mind becomes quieter, clearer, more peaceful. And here's something most people never realize. The quieter your mind, the happier you become. Now, let's go even deeper. What does it mean to be truly free? Most people believe freedom is about doing whatever they want. But Buddhism teaches a different kind of freedom. Emotional freedom. Think about it. If your happiness depends on how others treat you, are you truly free? If your peace is controlled by external circumstances, do you really have control over your life? True freedom comes when nothing outside of you can disturb your inner world. When someone insults you and you remain unshaken, that is freedom. When life throws challenges at you and you stay centered, that is freedom. When you no longer need external validation to feel worthy, that is freedom. Because when you master yourself, nothing outside of you can control you. But here's the truth. This kind of strength is built, not given. You don't wake up one day emotionally invincible. You train for it. Every time you choose patience over anger, you get stronger. Every time you choose understanding over resentment, you get wiser. Every time you choose to let go instead of cling, you become freer. And with time, you will realize nothing can shake you anymore. Because true happiness, true peace, true freedom, they were never outside of you. They were always within you, waiting for you to uncover them. So stop searching. Start being. Stop chasing happiness. Start living in a way that allows happiness to flow effortlessly. Because when you shift your mindset, when you free yourself from expectations, attachments, and overthinking, happiness stops being something you seek and starts being something you are. Most people spend their lives in a constant state of resistance, resisting change, resisting uncertainty, resisting anything that makes them uncomfortable. They cling to the familiar, even when it no longer serves them. They hold on to relationships that have run their course, jobs that drain them, habits that keep them stuck. But Buddhism teaches that resistance is the root of suffering. The more you fight against the natural flow of life, the more you struggle. Life is always changing. People come and go. Circumstances shift. Even your own mind, body, and emotions are constantly evolving. And yet, most people try to hold on to things as if they are permanent, as if they can freeze time, as if they can control everything. But control is an illusion. The moment you stop resisting and start surrendering to the natural flow of life, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering. Letting go does not mean giving up. It does not mean being passive or careless. It means understanding that clinging to what is already changing only brings pain. It means trusting that what is meant for you will stay, and what is not will leave. Imagine trying to hold on to water. The tighter you grip, the faster it slips through your fingers. But when you open your hand, you allow the water to remain. This is the nature of life. When you hold on too tightly, whether to a person, a belief, an expectation, you create suffering. But when you let go, when you release the need to control, you open yourself to peace. This is the secret that most people never learn. True happiness is not found in control, but in surrender. One of the greatest illusions in life is that external things will bring lasting happiness. People chase wealth, thinking money will make them secure. They chase relationships, believing another person will complete them. They chase achievements, hoping success will make them feel worthy. But time and time again, they achieve what they once desired, only to find themselves feeling empty once more. Because happiness was never in those things to begin with. Buddhism teaches that the more you attach your happiness to external circumstances, the more fragile your peace becomes. The moment something goes wrong, your happiness crumbles. The moment you lose something, you feel lost. But when your happiness comes from within, from a deep sense of contentment, self-acceptance, and inner peace, nothing can take it away. This is why detachment is so powerful. Detachment does not mean you stop caring. It does not mean you withdraw from life. It means you engage fully, love deeply, and experience everything, but without clinging, without trying to possess, without needing things to be a certain way in order to be happy. It means loving someone, but not trying to control them. It means enjoying success, but not basing your self-worth on it. It means working hard, but not being shattered if things don't go as planned. Because the truth is, everything in life is temporary. People, situations, emotions, they all come and go. And when you accept this, when you stop clinging, you stop suffering. But most people don't live this way. They live trapped in a cycle of attachment, always needing something more, always fearing loss, always feeling like they are missing something. And this is why they remain stuck. They chase happiness in things that were never meant to provide it. They search for peace in places where it does not exist. They attach their worth to things that were never meant to define them. But once you break this cycle, once you realize that nothing external can complete you, because you were never incomplete to begin with, everything changes. You stop running. You stop grasping. You stop waiting for life to be perfect before you allow yourself to feel at peace. And for the first time, you truly experience freedom. Freedom is not about having no responsibilities. It is not about escaping challenges. True freedom is the ability to remain unshaken no matter what happens. Most people are prisoners of their emotions, reacting impulsively to every situation, allowing their peace to be dictated by circumstances. If something good happens, they feel happy. If something bad happens, they feel miserable. They are like a leaf in the wind, constantly being pulled in different directions by life. But when you develop inner strength, when you stop letting every little thing affect your peace, you become untouchable. This is why mastering your mind is the greatest power you can develop. If you do not control your mind will control you. It will create fear where there is nothing to fear. It will create stress over things that do not matter. It will convince you that happiness is always in the future, that you are always one step away from being enough. But once you learn to quiet the mind, to observe your thoughts, instead of being consumed by them, you gain control over your own reality. Because the truth is, your external world is simply a reflection of your internal world. If your mind is chaotic, your life will feel chaotic. If your mind is at peace, your life will feel peaceful, even when things do not go as planned. Most people live their entire lives as slaves to their thoughts, never realizing that they have the power to change them. They believe every negative thought that arises. They allow their past to define them. They dwell on problems instead of focusing on solutions. But once you learn to step back from your thoughts, to see them for what they are, just passing mental activity, you gain freedom from them. Not every thought needs to be believed. Not every worry needs to be entertained. You are the observer, not the thought itself. And when you understand this, when you stop identifying with every passing emotion, you become the master of your mind rather than its servant. But here's the most important truth of all. Happiness is not something you find. It is something you create. The world will always be imperfect. There will always be struggles, always be challenges, always be things that don't go as planned. If you wait for life to be perfect before you allow yourself to be happy, you will wait forever. But when you stop searching for happiness outside of yourself and start cultivating it from within, you realize that peace is available to you in every moment. Happiness is in gratitude, the ability to appreciate what you have instead of constantly focusing on what's missing. Happiness is in presence, the ability to fully experience each moment instead of being lost in thoughts of the past or future. Happiness is in surrender, the ability to trust life instead of constantly trying to force it to go your way.